What's up and welcome back. The feeling is that Rockstar cannot do a single thing right. I'm Bandit Barney, bringing you everything you need to know about Red Dead 2 and Red Dead Online. And I gotta start this video by saying, disclaimer, right? It is my opinion that this new update that Rockstar announced yesterday, not announced, but told us what we were getting, is a huge step in the right direction. There's tons of new content in it, and I think that although it may not be the entire fix or surgery that online needs, it's such a good step in the right direction, and I'm very happy about it. That's the disclaimer, because that is not the feel that we get from the community. Now, granted, the community that we're grabbing from is Twitter, and that can tend to be a negative place. I tried to grab the best points possible, right? And it just so happened that a lot of those points were negative. But to start off, we have one that is kind of the same way I feel about this update, is that I'm excited for this update. Not everything I wanted, but it's a better start than just Gun Rush. And that is the exact feel I have with this update. There's so much more and things that we'll actually enjoy rather than just rushing out, ironically, a mode called Gun Rush and, you know, wiping the hands clean and then having it be very buggy to start out with. So this is from Raw Dog. Oh gosh. But I think that's a feel that a lot of us have that have been playing Red Dead Online and are still playing it right now, is that this isn't the huge step that's going to take people that are playing other games into Red Dead Online, but it is something to add a lot more content and playability and things that we can enjoy for the current players. Then we have something from Yawn 2295. Hopefully these new weapons and future content of that type will also be added to story mode. Please don't abandon it like you did with GTA 5. And I have to say, I don't think that Rockstar will do this. I don't think that they're going to add these things to story mode. I think they're only going to expand on the online. And reason being because that's where the business is and the money is. And I know a lot of people don't like that answer, but once you've bought the story mode, you've gotten already a great game. Red Dead 2, the story was phenomenal. Essentially, someone who's going to buy the game won't find extra value in the things they're adding, possibly, but that value will be gained in online when players are using the microtransaction store. So I just don't see a reason why Rockstar would go through the extra steps to bring things to story unless that becomes very simple, or unless a huge portion of the community gets behind that in a somewhat monetary way. Unless Rockstar thinks that, hey, if we keep adding to the story, maybe people that haven't bought Red Dead 2 will buy it because we keep expanding it. So that's the only way I see them doing that. But I know there's a community out here and in here in the Red Dead space that really wants more things added to the story. I wouldn't be opposed to it either. The story was so good, but it'd be hard to add something as good, you know? It takes a lot of effort to make a game that good. So then we have from Dion Baptiste asking about, hey, can we get some Native American themed clothes? And I think this is awesome. We have the Wild West, and Native Americans were a huge part of that, and we don't really have a lot of Native American apparel that we can buy in the store. So it'd be really, really cool to see some of that, maybe see some hairstyles that would emulate some of these things, and like face tattoos and things of the sort. So that would be really cool. We don't know if it's coming or not. Like, it could totally be coming in this next update. I just thought it was something very interesting that, yeah, you know, like Native Americans also play a big part of the story. So let's see something related to them in the clothing apparel side of the game. And, you know, like adding to that, maybe we can get like flared out bows and things of the sort. So that'd be really interesting and cool to see. Dion had some really cool pieces of art that were like concept pieces that maybe we could see in game, and in those things you do see like the face tattoos, and I think that's really cool. Like the face tattoos that go across the eyes and across make like really fearsome look. So it'd be fun to ride around like that with the mohawk and the hatchet. It'd be really cool to see that in the game. Then, you know, I tried to find as positive comments as I could because I was really happy with this update. There's a lot of new things coming in, and once it drops, we'll see how good those game modes are. There's some of them that they haven't really delved into a bunch of detail about, so we'll see how good those game modes are. I try to keep things positive because I have a positive, I'm staying optimistic about this update. It seems like it could be a really good thing. But Twitter was not happy, to say the least. And Bradley Johnson, the extra XP doesn't help if there is no animal spawning in. Just saying. Apparently, this is a thing that quite a few people said on the update thread from Rockstar, was that on Xbox, there's an issue with animals not spawning in. My one gripe to this update is that they don't address any of the bugs that we're still having. We still have the butcher bug. There's still people having disconnect issues. And apparently it's gotten as bad as with the new 20 XP activity boost, animals not actually spawning in. So I don't know how bad this is because I'm on PlayStation 4. I also have pretty decent internet since I use it all the time for work. I don't have a disconnect. I don't really have disconnect issues. I haven't had a disconnect issue in a week or so. I definitely haven't had animals not spawning in, but I still deal with the butcher bug. And this is something that we've been voicing to Rockstar for, at this point, months. And they haven't responded specifically to the butcher bug. And it just seems like, why? Like, there's clearly so much you guys are adding in this next update. Why not get rid of one of those races or one of those showdown modes and go in and fix all these bugs? So that's my one gripe to say with this update. And other than that, I'm really happy with it. But it just seems like there's a lack of fixing the bugs that are already there, especially that butcher bug. Like, it's been in the game so long, and dedicated players have literally lost thousands of dollars to this butcher bug. So, like, come on, let's get that thing fixed. But por favor, fix the bug, please. Then we have a comment from Paragon. You guys really just leave the PvE community out in the dust. Super disappointing. Now, building on PvE is an interesting, it is something that is needed, and it's something that I thought was going to come in this next update. I thought we were going to get more story missions for the online in this update. We didn't. I really thought that was something that was going to get added. The story was really short when online dropped. I thought that was going to be the next step for Rockstar to hit. They didn't hit it. They added a lot of PvP type things. I think the PvP type things are good, and if you only did the PvE side of things, the gripe would be, where's the PvP stuff? I'm sure the PvE things will come. I think that, and this is just a shot out in the dark, I think those PvE things take more time, like building heists and building those story missions. I think they take more time because you're dealing with like voice lines and those different animations and stuff, rather than constructing a framework for players to play themselves in a game mode. So it may be that they take more time, but it is something that was kind of shot over. We do have some free roam activities in this update, but one of them is a PvP free roam activity. So PvE community in Red Dead Online, don't worry, there will be PvE content. It's going to come. Rockstar is building this sucker out, right? Like they're building Red Dead Online out. PvE will come. It didn't come right now. It is a little bit disappointing. It's okay. We're going to see more free roam PvE in the future. We're also going to see at some point robberies will come in and things like that are the really high-end PvP games that are mini games and concepts that we all really enjoy. Millennia, Miss Marston, please add private friend-only lobbies in the next update. So many people have been asking for this from the start. So many people have been asking for private lobbies. Now, I am not sure if it is that Rockstar is not adding these, because it would kind of take away from the Wild West, right? Like, it's the Wild West. There's outlaws roaming around the land, and it is nice. The world's so big, and since we don't have cars, players don't just travel across the whole map. It'll take you, like, if you started in Tumbleweed to get to Saint Denis riding your horse, it's a good probably 15-20 minute ride on your horse. So I think that might be why there isn't private lobbies like there is in GTA. Maybe they come in the future, but I think Rockstar just doesn't want to ruin the immersion here and take away from that outlaw feel, that Wild West feel, where you can go across other players. We know that they're coming in with some grief for help. We're going to get player blip changes and things like that. So we know we're going to get some help in that arena. And maybe that's going to be enough that we don't need the private lobbies. Time will tell. I know that private lobbies would be really fun for hunting and doing those gang hideouts, because sometimes you just miss out since another player has been there. But private lobbies has been something we've been asking for. Rockstar hasn't commented on it, but then again, Rockstar doesn't comment on a lot of things. So we'll see if it's going to be something that they end up bringing in, or if it's something that we just don't get in Red Dead Online. And I kind of wanted to leave it on this note. And once again, guys, this is Twitter. Twitter tends to be a pretty toxic place, so keep that in mind as we've gone through this video. And the only reason we use Twitter for this is because we had to record this video a day in advance, actually the day that we got the announcement of the second half of the update, because we're busy currently. So this person saying, Demon, the amount of salt I'm seeing in these comments is absurd. This is coming from not a Red Dead Online fan. We complained about every time Rockstar tweeted something non-Red Dead Online, and then when they finally do tweet about Red Dead Online, we complain again. And I have to say, you know, I've played the board, so I've taken, you know, the stance of like, hey, Rockstar's really behind the ball. Things need to get better. What's going on? Red Dead Online is failing. And I've also taken the stance of like, it's gonna be a great game when they are able to get everything implemented. And once we get to that point, Rockstar is once again gonna kill it, and Red Dead Online is going to be a blast. So I've played both sides of the board, and I have to say it's so true. Like, we need to be optimistic about the update coming, and that Rockstar's adding to Red Dead Online. They're not giving up on it. They're adding a lot. It's gonna take time to get those things like Rockstar Editor and Director that are really gonna take the game off. I'm sure that Rockstar Editor is something that they've already, you know, had working in progress, and they're probably in the early stages of getting it set up, because right now we need a basis for, you know, those different items and things we're going to use, and they need some mini games that catch on to know which direction to go with the editor. So once we do that, then I'm like, I would guarantee that they're going to execute on that. But stay optimistic. The game's being developed. We're gonna get there eventually. It is disappointing at times, the lack of communication that we have from Rockstar. Hopefully that's something that, as you know, in the next few months, they just get better at. You'd only hope that they do things a little bit differently and progress in that direction that developers are with getting better on that communication. Stay optimistic. If you're not right now, hold on. Play your other game if need be, and Red Dead Online is going to be fun. It's just going to be a matter of time for things to get implemented. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. If you have not subbed to the channel already, make sure to do so. Once again, I'm Bandit Barney, bringing you everything you need to know about Red Dead Online. And until the next time, we'll catch you later.